first plexiglass mirror sample. So I have this, this is what I built on the jig. This is the mirror support, and I glued all these blocks on. So now I can drill into those and install screws, and then that will hold plexiglass sheet in place, and it'll curve on the same curve. And then underneath I'm going to put this silver reflective paper, and it has sticky side up, so I'll be able to test that. And I'm going to test that versus the other one over there, which is the plywood, which is going to have the tin foil as my base. Holes here, so now that these screws can go in, but they're actually going to go in through the other side. What I'm going to do is I'm going to clamp the mirror, plexiglass mirror down, and then I'm going to drill from the bottom up through these pilot holes to put holes in the mirror, and then I'm going to thread these screws in from the top to bolt it down. So now I took the backing off the plexiglass, so the bottom is exposed, and the top I still put the protective cover just because we're going to need it for clamping and everything. And now I clamped it, and it's following the curve very nicely. Now I have it all screwed together, so it's a really nice piece actually. I'm very happy with it. Now I'm going to put mirror backing on the back here. It'll just stick on the back, and then we should get a mirror through the front. So this is a really good option for the solar powered car. This is lightweight plexiglass, it's strong, and then I could have some wood behind it maybe to reinforce it, but this is a really great option. And also the mirror surface is going to be behind the plexiglass, so it will be sheltered from all the elements and everything. So I'm cutting pieces of this sticky material and just gluing it on the back side, and that'll be the mirror. It still has a protective cover, so it's not as good as it could be, but yeah, this works very well. And then here, this is what it looks like on the back. Alright, so it's completely covered. This is the back here, and we flip it over, and this is the front. Now it still has this protective film, and I'm going to take that off next, and we should get a good mirror finish. And there it is. There's the mirror surface that I will be testing. So it's a pretty good finish, and I think I could even do another layer because it's kind of transparent. You can see the light from the back there. So if I do one or two more layers and get a little bit more sun, it should be good. And I'll test this versus another mirror, and I'll see how much power I can get out of this type of mirror. So this is my completed mirror test setup, and what it does is it compares the reflective power of two different mirrors. So these two mirrors are the exact same size, and this one here is just plexiglass, and this is the tinfoil. This is going to be the first two mirrors that I compare, and it's going to warm up the same amount of water in these two basically identical metal tubes. And then I have these guides here where I'm going to be measuring temperature at the exact same spot. So as this is heating up, it's going to get the same sun, and it's going to be tested at the same time, and then I can compare how much energy goes into the water of the two units to find out which one is the better mirror. Alright, so this is my first mirror test. It's about noon, the sun's very strong, and the bottom one there is at about 70 degrees, so it's pretty hot. So I have this so it's almost identical, and basically what I'm doing is I'm just testing tinfoil on plywood now versus plexiglass and this sticky film, this silver film. So these are the exact same things here that heat up, these are the exact same tubes, and I have this small tube in here as a guide, so I take out the temperature gauge and I put it into this one. I'm measuring the same location in both, otherwise I'll get fluctuating data. And I have this here to align with the sun, and that's it. I should be able to see a difference in power with two different mirrors, and they're in the same conditions. So I just did my first test, and actually the plexiglass was better than the tinfoil, even though that there's so much of the mirror missing for all these support bits, and also there's only one ply here, so it's a little bit see-through. It's a very thin foil. And now to remove this after the test, I just pull these threaded rods out from both of the holes here, and then I can just lift it out. So at this point I could install a new type of mirror. What I'm going to do with this actually is I'm going to see there, you can see how see-through it is. I'm going to put another layer of this on, and I'm going to try and cover a little bit more of the spots that I'm missing, and I'm going to retest it to see if I can get more power out of it. Graph of the results of the two different mirrors, and you can see here the red line is a plexiglass mirror, the blue line is a tinfoil, so there's quite a difference in temperature, even though the plexiglass has less of a mirror area. And here I graph the efficiency, so the grit efficiencies start off very high, and then because of the thermal losses go down, and also the power here. So it's a 40 watts, 50 watts, and it went down as it lost power to heat.